You could have heard this episode 48 hours early on our Patreon, patreon.com/indieheadspodcast. By joining us for as low as $1 a month, you'll receive episodes early and gain access to our Discord server. All of our upcoming episodes will be up on our Patreon 48 hours before it hits our public podcast feeds. But if you're hearing this via our Patreon feed, we thank you so much for your support. We especially want to thank our Real Ones patrons, including Buchanan, Rob Marino, Grant McSpooky, Burley March, Jenna LaFleur, Dave Grohl, Darian Fisher, RXRLD, Alex Gershmanoff, Melissa Reddig, Lily Mikowski, Tony DeSerafino, Chris Wade, Selectric, Maze Farms, Bex, Georgia Mikowski, Noah Kurtz, Waffle113, Alex Bulovich, Alec Felder, Adam Edwards, Jackson Christ, Elizabeth, John O'Rourke, and Derek Pemberton. To become a real one, consider supporting us with a $5 a month donation or receive bonus episodes every month and get a shout out at the top of the pod. Anyways though, enjoy the episode. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to episode number 3 of the 90s Rock number ones. I am one of your 3 co-hosts, Matty, at Monrovian Prince on Twitter, and joining me on this episode, of course, Gavin and Alex, my fellow co-host, as always.
Hey,
we're still in 1991.
Yeah. let me just say this. God is tempting me. Today I went to Goodwill to see what the scene was. Larry the Cable Guy, pint glasses were in my fate. But I heard the Genesis song Invisible Touch, and I was like, okay, God is trying to get me to think about Peter Gabriel right now. And then on the drive home, I heard a different Peter Gabriel song. Don't remember what it was, but God is sending me messages. So let's get through this last playlist with arguably like 4 of the most important songs of the 90s so we can talk about a song no one remembers next week.
Yes, exactly. But joining us on this episode, we have Josiah. Welcome back to the pod.
Hello.
First number one's appearance. Did you make an appearance on any of the streams?
Yeah.
I was on the car commercial stream.
Yeah.
I believe I was gonna be on a car commercial episode, and then that didn't happen. Or no, actually, it was a butt rock episode. But
yeah,
that's
not
so long ago.
Again, first
Yeah.
appearance on the number ones on the podcast canon. The streams are like split canon. It's like half canon, half not canon. It's
Welcome
canon
to the
if you
Rock
want it
Show
to
is
be.
so canon.
Welcome to the Rock Show is absolutely canon. Like I said, that's why I say half and half. Some of it is, some of it is not. When I dressed up as the Joker, no, that was not real. That was
but when Barely March did that
right. I was
Very
there
much
for
did.
that
That was
very
canon.
not real stream.
We had 2 Jokers show up to the stream.
But also joining us on this episode, first appearance in a long time, Jeremiah. Welcome back to the pod.
It's good to be back. Thank you for having me. I'm here
Yes.
for one reason and one reason only, but we'll get to that in a bit.
Yes. So this is again. I will say just up front, this playlist, favorite playlist so far.
Oh,
a
man.
lot of heaters in this one, in my opinion. A lot of stuff I really like or stuff that I appreciate. I will say in terms of importance, this like the first 3 songs we're going to talk about, probably 3 of the most influential songs / bands for like the rest of the decade. Like the first 3 songs, like that's the rest of the decade. You could trace everything back to those 3 bands / songs.
It sets the tone for almost everything to come.
Yeah, I'm just gonna have to say this phrase, I guess, a lot tonight, which is agree to disagree. This is my least favorite playlist we have talked about so far, and I think it is just because it's all classics that I'm just sick of at this point. I went the
Last week's playlist had an 8.5
and that song was awesome.
Last week's playlist was still worse.
Miserable.
I think. I don't know.
It was miserable for me. I'll say that.
I want more. Give me more of that shit.
Oh God. Well, anyways, though, so we last left off on I believe 1991. We left off on Robin Hitchcock and the Egyptian song "So You're Thinking in Love," which is number 1 on September 21st, 1991,
Lovely.
for 5 weeks, which was a last minute insert, but one that I'm very glad that have inserted very quickly into the show. And then So you have this the last song, this really nice sort of power pop song, kind of proto GBV in a way, and then America was like, let's take a hard turn. As our first song on today's playlist is Red Hot Chili Peppers' "Give It Away," which went number 1 on October 26, 1991 for 2 weeks. So let's hear a little bit of "Give It Away."
I think it's offensive that we're all wearing our shirts right now. I don't think you're allowed to listen to this song.
Jero had a revelation in chat, which is that this song is actually just about being nice to people.
Yeah,
like
I had
earnestly.
Very different listens to this song.
That's the backstory.
So when I was first listening, my first exposure to this song is actually from The Simpsons, because they play it on The Simpsons at Krusty the Clown's like revival show, and they're trying to there's like a fundraiser. It doesn't matter. I listened to like 45 seconds of this song, and I was like, yep, and I skipped it. That was my first exposure, and to me, it just sounded like, I don't know, like rock nihilism. Like, and because they just don't give a fuck. But it's clear that they know how to, and that's what to me like really was really striking, is like, I mean, I this is what I said when I first heard it, but it's like they asked the question, like, what if Sisyphus was pushing his boulder up the cliff, and like looking in the face of absurdity, and like, why does Sisyphus keep going? What if he was jacking off at the same time? That was like I was like, wow, I'm shocked, I'm a little offended, I'm a little bit intrigued, but also I can't listen to this right now. And then I listened to it again, and big mistake. I went on the Wikipedia page, and I learned that it's actually just about being nice to people. Like,
no,
what he's giving, he's like giving away his, like, oh, like, you like that jacket in my closet? Here, give it away, it's yours. It's like, wow, that's really nice. And he talks about his sobriety and stuff. And like, so at first you hear it, and you're like, oh god, this is like borderline rapey. Like, I don't like what's happening here. Like, this is really uncomfortable. And then it's just, oh, he's just a nice guy. He's
No.
just a nice guy. Here's the thing. Here's the other thing.
What, like, he maybe tried to come up as a nice guy in this song, Jeremiah. But again, I recommend just to remind the listeners at home, in his memoir Scar Tissue, Anthony Kiedis admits to molesting a 14-year-old girl, or what's the statutory raping a like 14-year-old girl, being in like his mid-20s. Like,
yeah, it's pretty sus.
It's quite Among Us, bro.
Yeah,
quite Among Us.
Pretty Amogus.
But aside from that, Anthony Kiedis is just like the monster that won't leave us alone. But I've never heard a song encapsulate like this song is a 0 and this song is a 10 at the same time.
Yeah, I think I subscribe to that.
I wrote down.
I don't think it's unfair to say that this song is just like dumb as hell and like openly so, in a way that it like is sort of enticing.
I wrote down every single thought.
The fucking boing boings.
It was over for me the second I heard the boing boings in the background. I just want to quickly read everything I thought about this song because I wrote it down, and then tell a personal story about my history with this song. Here are my thoughts. Give It Away is a song about Anthony Kiedis getting so horny that he starts bouncing on his penis like a pogo stick. Give It Away is a song about having a threesome with Ren and Stimpy. Anthony Kiedis has a cloud of cum particles hovering around his head like the dirty kid from Charlie Brown.
Really like this read.
Anthony Kiedis sucks and licks every doorknob in every recording studio he has ever entered just in case Bob Marley's hand has ever touched them. Anthony Kiedis mows the lawn by munching on the grass because he thinks it will make him better at eating pussy. Anthony Kiedis was circumcised by one of the robots on the Pirates of the Caribbean ride at Disneyland. And that's really what I thought while listening to this. And then my personal story is that my friend Greg got into a rap battle in middle school. in the middle of gym class, and the other kid just owned him. You know, did all the classic mean middle schooler shit, called him fat and gay and dumb, and you know all that classic stuff that we still love to this day, don't we, folks? And so when it was time for my buddy Greg to fire back, he just immediately started rapping "Give It Away" by the Red Hot Chili Peppers. I still laugh about it. That's good shit.
I think Greg won.
I think so too. This song about giving love. He owned the bully with kindness. This is just I refuse to believe this song isn't horny. I'm sorry, this song is horny.
No, it's very horny.
I mean, every Red Hot Chili Peppers song is horny.
I just think that Anthony Kiedis thinks that his dick is a gift.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I think it fits in with the landscape for him. But yeah.
Oh god. Let's briefly touch on the video, which is one of the most terrifying things I've ever seen in my entire life. There's like an upskirt shot of Anthony Kiedis grabbing his crotch. Multiple of him grabbing his crotch. They're all like decked out in silver. It's like they're like fucking Times Square robots gone rogue, you know. They're running around the desert. They're like, it's like, you remember in Wild Boys when they went to go to like the cannibal like tribe or whatever in India, like that. This is like, what if they started like a rock band? Like that's that. Like this is what the video is. It's horrifying. This song is like, when I was ranking all the songs, like in my head, you can't rank this song. Like it's unrankable.
Yeah.
Like as Gavin said, it is a 0 and a 10. Like on one end, it is like a disgusting, vile song. Anthony Kiedis should be put in a high security prison. But at the same time, it is like, this song is very influential, and there are a lot of bands that saw the rise of Red Hot Chili Peppers and were like, okay, we're gonna do something. So in a perverted, twisted way, I have to respect.
Yeah, this is their thesis statement, without a doubt.
It is absolutely. Yeah. It is. It's like I've always said that Yeezus is my favorite Kanye album, and I've kind of come to terms on like why that is recently. And it's because it's Kanye's most honest record. And I mean honest isn't just like, it's just him unfiltered. Like, this is what Kanye is actually like. Give It Away is Anthony Kiedis without filters. This is what he is actually like. Like, he's just this disgusting, vile creature rapping at you in the most horrific, horrid tone that you can think of.
Give it away, at the same time, give it away now.
But at the same time, Flea be slapping that bass, and Frusciante be stringing on those guitars, and Chad Smith be going to town on the drums. Like, it really is just like, Flea is such a good bassist, Frusciante is such a good guitarist, and Chad Smith is such a solid drummer. But again, the power of Anthony Kiedis is just, he's such an overwhelming presence, like one of the most overwhelming frontmen of any band of like in rock history. Like, again, the band doesn't move, it moves to Anthony. Like, whatever Anthony's doing, the band has to follow. And sometimes there's some sick shit that follows, but for the most part, it's just like, they're trying, but oh my god, give it away now. I hate this, but I also kind of love this.
Kiedis is kind of a Jagger figure in that way. I want to say that I agree with like most of the things you said, but I don't like think this song is good. Like, it sounds like they're playing three
terrible.
Different songs at the same time.
I don't know. I kind of like it.
It's just so, I don't know.
Yeah, the song, it's like, it's strangely borderline unlistenable. Like, yes. I had to skip it. Like, I was walking around listening to the playlist, and I was like, yep, nope, I'm done with this one. But I also like came out of while skipping it. I was like, I respect this song. I don't know why.
I feel like if you listen to this song too much, like, it will give you an STD through your earphones. Like, this is an audible sexual transmitted disease. It's a lot. It is a lot, and I think it's the perfect start.
Yeah, I think I'm definitely like a Red Hot Chili Peppers apologist. I mean, mainly because I never cared about them enough to care about whatever shitty bad things. And like they've got some good songs. Under the Bridge is amazing, like really good. What else? Zephyr is great. Other Side is great. Californication's a heater. I mean, they just got good songs. Like
I think we shit on half of these during the Butt Rock series, but
they got great. They got great songs, and so it's. I don't know. Yeah. It's just. I don't know. I don't know. Is it forbidden?
In short,
is it sinister? Yes. I would say that. I would go as far as to say that. But like, is that a bad thing? I don't think so.
Nevertheless,
Maybe.
maybe. In short, Red Hot Chili Peppers is a land of contrast, and all the contrast are probably going to give you some sort of STD.
Yeah, isn't the very next single they released Under the Bridge? Like, how can
I
two songs
think
be any
so.
different?
Oh god, which I don't think didn't go number one, although it's the most popular.
Under the Bridge
song,
didn't get
according
number
to Spotify.
one. Really?
Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
Under the Bridge is so good. I think like I don't think we appreciate it enough, which I think makes sense because like it's the Red Hot Chili Peppers, but like it's good. It's a good one.
Well, nevertheless, let's we have more Red Hot Chili Peppers songs to discuss later on in the series. Next episode, and I think actually the next 2 or 3 episodes, we have we're discussing the Peps. But nevertheless, let's move on to next track in the list. So a song we cut was U2's "The Fly," which was number 1 on November 9th,
Which
1991.
I think
for
should
2
not
weeks.
have been cut because I think that song is amazing. And
Jeremiah, I love you.
But I respect
three
it.
U2 songs. It's U2. They get 2. That's the. But after U2 went number 1 for 2 weeks, November 9th, Nirvana "Smells Like Teen Spirit" number 1 on November 23rd, 1991 for 1 week, which is shocking to me. Only 1 week.
Yeah, wow.
yeah.
So
but
you go.
So so let's play a little bit of "Smells Like Teen Spirit."
Obviously one of the greatest songs of all
It's just so
time.
good.
We should shout out that recent video of Dave Grohl with Pharrell recently where he talked about just like completely ripping off the Gap Band with that opening drum fill.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to become a guy where my entire YouTube recommendations is like Dave Grohl epic moments.
Yeah,
He does have some epic
the king.
moments.
The
I went
king
to
is
college
back.
with a lot of
Yeah.
those guys.
Yeah, welcome back, Dave. I'm happy to see him at what I guess I'll call it his peak. I don't think it gets better than this for Dave.
Yeah.
Well-
he has Everlong, so we can't take that away from him.
Yeah, Everlong is fucking incredible.
But he has the 20 years after Everlong too, so
There's some good songs in there. There's some good songs in there.
Wait, Jeremiah. Does Jeremiah know the Dave lore?
I don't
We've
think I
told
do
this-
know the Dave lore, but I can probably.
Oh
imagine it.
no. Oh, probably. We'll wait for the song, but this song is a banger, and I'll just say it up front. It is my favorite song of the week.
That's a mistake, first of all, but we'll get to that in a bit.
It's just
what could my dumbass have to say about this song at this point? You know?
I actually have quite a bit to say about this song.
I think this song is fine, but also I feel like my opinion on it is irrelevant because the first time I ever heard the chorus of this song was in Moulin Rouge.
That's
pretty
a
rad.
deep cut. Okay, so I have a pretty complicated relationship with Nirvana. Because I think there was like the week when I was like, I don't know, 12 or whatever, when I was like, wait, Nirvana's the coolest. And then like I realized that like everybody thought that. And I was like, oh, that's kind of uncool actually. And so like I just kind of immediately, I had like a brief minute where I was like, Kurt Cobain was a musical genius. Courtney Love killed him. And I didn't know who Courtney Love was, obviously. Like no idea. And then from there I was just like, it smells like Teen Spirit's probably overrated, and I would like kind of hear it through my teens and kind of roll my eyes at it. Love in Bloom, but I was just like, whatever. And then like it was only as I grew older that I was like, oh, this song is amazing. Like Smells Like Teen Spirit is very good. It's like, I think it definitely is a song that seems like it should be overrated. Like you see it pop up, like I don't know, in like the top 15 of like the greatest songs of all time. You roll your eyes and you're like, not this shit again. But it's the real deal.
yeah.
Yeah. It's
It's just, again, it is a band. It's the perfect thesis statement for the band of just like the firing on all cylinders. Like, obviously Dave Grohl, he's smacking those skins really, really well. I mean, like, Cobain's guitar work is just incredible on the song, and obviously just as a vocalist, just like, yeah, no, there's a reason why so many vocalists try to emulate Kurt, or were influenced by Kurt, because there was just such a, even if you didn't really fully understand what he was saying per se, there was this feeling of dissatisfaction. Like, there's a reason why Gen X gravitated so much to Kurt, and why he was so lauded at the time and why he's still so lauded today. It's like, yeah, he got at like a real feeling that, like, hey, even as a little zoomer, still like kind of hits, of just complete dissatisfaction and disinterest and just sort of defeatedness about the world. Like,
Yeah, Kurt
shit slaps.
Kurt was a genuinely interesting, cool, and thoughtful dude. Like,
Yeah.
like he, from everything I know, it seems like he really deserves the icon status that he has gotten.
Mhm.
And this song is incredible. I kind of disagree with what you said about this being a thesis statement for the band. I actually think it's not very representative of what
I think
Nirvana
it's a
is
thesis
as a
statement
whole.
for the 90s. Like, I think you think 90s.
Yeah.
you think
Early
this
90s.
is
I think
the
that's more
90s.
Yeah.
appropriate. I think in terms of an introduction to Nirvana, like, yeah, no, this was the perfect introduction to Nirvana.
Something
Like, kind of just musically, it's just like you have these sort of like harsh, occasionally harsh musical textures, like, these really, sort of heavy metal-esque guitar work, but, mixed in with like really good pop melodies and just fantastic like pop songwriting. Like, Kurt Cobain at the end of the day was like a really great like pop songwriter, but he knew how to sort of mesh these worlds of like alternative rock and punk rock and heavy metal and pop music like all together. Like, there's a reason why, like, basically this song, when we talk about Nirvana killed a lot of careers. Like, there's a lot of bands that just whatever people thought the 90s were going to be, or people, sort of like, being like, okay, maybe we can continue the 80s. Like, no, as soon as the song came out, as soon as it really made an impact, like, that was it. Like,
See, but
the rest of the decade is although, again, obviously there are our upcoming playlists do disagree with this.
Yeah.
The impact was not as immediate
But
as we
I
think
think
it was. But
there's a theory that I'm cooking up over here, which is nothing
Mhm.
on the narrative that we have been told our entire lives is that of which did Josiah's
dead as hell. Keep going.
okay, we are back after a slight technical
After the
difficulty
commercial
there.
break. There you go.
After the commercial, again, we're our timing very, very bad.
Yeah, make sure you use Keeps and use the promo code IndieHeads
you
to get 15% off. Hair loss is real, guys.
I don't know where we were talking about again, because like I said,
I was
we got
was
in the middle
doing
of
a little
pod.
thing about the upcoming playlists and the narrative that we have been told about Nirvana coming in overnight.
Go ahead and finish.
There's two camps of thinking that I have on this issue. Which one is that Nirvana dropped and immediately went so mainstream that it got the fuck up off this chart, which I think is probably closer to reality. And the other one is that narrative has been told to us by a bunch of nerds who love Nirvana and would go on VH1 shows and talk about Nirvana. Maybe a little bit of both. I think Nirvana did, probably just because there's nothing. The closest thing to Nirvana on this playlist is maybe the worst song on this playlist, like, I guess. But there's truly nothing I could say about the impact of this song that has not already been said by people who were there or smarter than me, and any personal feelings on this song are irrelevant because it is like one of the most important songs of all time.
Yeah, I think it's the closest American pop music has ever gotten to like Rolling Stone, essentially, and the impact that had. I'm struggling to think of another song that is like that has like just that earth shaking, wait, you can do that impact that like has come out since, and I just don't think there
Earthquakey
is.
People by Steve Aoki and Rivers Cuomo taught me that.
Well, you know what? Actually, here's a song for you. Here's a pop music landscape altering song. Thinking Out Loud by Ed Sheeran. which was a mistake.
All
Not the
right.
song itself.
All right, so
Actually, the answer to this is "Let It Rock," which combined rap and rock with Kevin Rudolph and Lil Wayne.
Kevin Rudolph, a rocker running in rap circles.
That's the closest we
I
got
know
to
what
Nirvana.
happens in 2008.
Yeah.
I would like to posit Hollow Moon Bad Wolf.
Of course, a perennial contender.
Oh god. Well, just I mean, here's the thing. Like, just taking again, it's difficult to splice away the context from the song, but on its own, this is just like a fantastic this is just a fantastic rock song.
I think it's definitely a song. I mean, it's absolutely a song that when you think about it, like if you think about the song, you aren't listening to the song. You just think about it. You're like, oh god, that song really is not as good as like it just can't be. It's just not like you think about it and you're like, it sounds like they've got better songs. Like it's overrated. Like whatever. You hear it and you're just like, oh, never mind. That was a mistake. Sorry about that one, guys. That's on me.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just a phenomenal. There's I don't know. You can't say anything else.
My feelings are pretty much identical to losing my religion last week, which is it's never going away. It's stood the test of time. Not that it's been that much time, but like the kids today still fuck with this.
Mm-hmm. But
As
again, we have much more Nirvana to talk about later on in the series. We got a couple more songs left from them throughout the rest of the series. So let's move on to our next song, unless we had any final lingering thoughts on "Smells Like Teen Spirit."
No, but I've got a lingering thought on the next song, which is that this next song is also like "Smells Like Teen Spirit," where it's a song that you think about it and you're like, it's okay. It's not. They've got better songs, and you hear it and you're like, good God.
Oh boy. Well, the song that Jeremiah is thinking about is U2's "Mysterious Ways."
So good.
It was rated number 1 on November 30th, 1991 for a whopping 9 weeks.
Good.
Which I think is the longest reign so far for any song on the 90s charts. So let's hear a little bit of "Mysterious Ways" from U2.
Yeah, this song is great.
It's so fucking good.
I love the chunky fat guitar on the bass on the verses. Like so
this bridge
good.
too is amazing.
That's kind of mirrored in the video with the sort of like wave effect that's just over everything. We're just like, whoa!
In mysterious ways. So good. I have a lot to say. I was raised on U2.
Yeah, I have known and loved this song since like before I could talk. Probably.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, exactly. And so my background. This song has gotten better as I've gotten older, which I thought would be impossible because this song is like sounds like it should just be kind of like a silly dance song. That's when you think about it. You're like, oh, "Mysterious Ways," like that one's kind of like it's just like a pop song, whatever. I mean, this song is just okay. So first of all, I don't even know where to start. I guess I just the thesis statement, which is that this is the single horniest song about faith ever written. Period. Full stop. Like,
yep.
Which
I like this read. I
definitely didn't appreciate. There's obviously I didn't appreciate that when I was a kid. I mean, how could I? But I mean, I knew the song was about the song's about the Holy Spirit. That's "She Moves in Mysterious Ways" is the Holy Spirit. In like Christian theology, it's the Trinity of Jesus, God, and the Holy Spirit. And obviously, you guys know God and Jesus, but like the Holy Spirit is kind of like the invisible hand. Whenever there's something crazy happening, like it's usually the Holy Spirit. And I raised Christian. So yeah, like I knew that the song was about the Holy Spirit. Like it's kind of obvious. And then I started to grow older and I saw I don't know if the music video has a belly dancer in it, but I know that like on stage when they perform it,
it's like filmed in Morocco.
Yeah, and there's a belly dancer, and you're like, oh, like I get it, like there's a double thing going on. This is the line. This is the best. It's one of the best lines in pop music ever. Like the sheer, dude. Okay, so oh my god. Okay, well I'll just say the line. It's if you want to kiss the sky, you better learn how to kneel on your knees, boy. Is the most that line is unbelievable. It is so raunchy.
It's almost vulgar.
It's like yeah, it borders on vulgar, but it's also about praying.
Yeah.
It's like it makes I thought that I would have more coherent things to say about this song, but I just can't. It's just transcendent. I mean, like that line it's about prayer, but it's also about oral sex, and you're just like,
the way he sings it is just outrageously like just inherently sexual. Like,
so Bono
like
has
his
three
tone
modes.
of voice, he's like he's doing some husky shit. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know what else you can say about it.
And this is also coming from the band who made like Still Haven't Found What I'm Looking For and like With or Without You just 4 years earlier. Like this song, it's pretty radical. But I think Bono has three main modes. And so also, first of all, Bono is a very underrated lyricist. I think like when we think of Bono, I mean, most people think of him as like a douche, but whatever, we ignore those people. He's a phenomenal lyricist. I think like, I think that, because we mostly think of him for his singing, but he's a great lyricist. It's definitely on display here, especially on the other U2 song.
Gavin is
but he has
red.
three modes. Bono has three modes.
I don't know how you noticed, but I chugged my entire beer. Jeremiah, we are just two opposite ends of the chaotic spectrum here. I think this song stinks so bad. I love you.
You're wrong.
I love what this means
You're like,
for you, but
it's actually like
I can't listen to this.
So, well, here let me help you appreciate it a little bit.
Oh
more.
no.
Okay, Bono has three modes. It's like a triangle. Think of a triangle, right?
I can't.
You got a triangle.
I don't.
Up at the top.
The dark triad.
Yeah.
Up at the top, it's thinking about God, like Christianity, like religion, his faith, essentially, and all of the problems that come with that, the conflicts. He was born and raised in the Troubles. He like saw people getting killed over religion. It doesn't make sense, but he's like, I know I have faith, but I don't understand it. That's one triangle, right? Then there's the I'm so horny I'm going to die triangle, which that comes up a lot, especially the way he breathes into the mic. You're just like, good lord, man.
that is arguably Bono's main mode, is too horny that I'm gonna die.
And then the third mode, like almost, it's the I miss my mom so goddamn much I'm gonna die, because his mom died when he was like 12. And so it's just, and they all, there's the rare songs that all intersect. Usually there's like intersection, and so this one's pretty clearly like in between the like faith and horniness part. I mean, it's this song, it just goes so hard.
I
like that.
I just cannot agree. I just look. I did not grow up religious. I went to church twice, and my parents immediately said, "This is not for us." I grew up watching Family Guy and skateboarding videos. I'm just patiently waiting for Green Day to show up. Is pretty much where I am.
But I think the other thing too is that I definitely, I mean, like obviously Christianity is or the faith is an important part in U2's music, but they're not a Christian rock band by any means. No. And I think a lot of people have a false impression. Well, I mean,
a lot of Christian rock bands have ripped them off shamelessly.
Yeah. No, but Bono's faith is not about other people. And that's rare for Christianity, or for some Christians, where their faith really is just about other people and about how they display their faith to the world. Bono's, it's a lot like Sufjan's, actually.
I can see that. Yeah.
It's deeply personal and also deeply troubling. Like
yeah.
I mean, I think one of the absolute best songs ever written. I still haven't found what I'm looking for. Like that is like just straight up in the name. It's just like that's like Bono's mission statement when it comes to faith, and he like it's so much doubt and also so much guilt. And I think a lot of that does come from growing up in the Troubles and seeing, and also just growing up when he did and seeing the ravages of colonialism. And as the world moved into a post-colonialist period where he saw firsthand, like, oh my God, Christianity did this, and how do I reconcile that? And so I know there's a quote that Bono has, which is like, the bravest, I think it's something along the lines of atheists are the bravest people I've ever met. Like it takes far more courage to be an atheist than it does to be a Christian. And I think that just kind of like sums up his stance. And so it's easy to hear these faith-driven songs and feel a little threatened, but I don't like, because you most people put up barriers because it's like, I'm getting proselytized to, like, please leave me alone.
I
But
think
for
they're
Bono,
also
it's
like an
like-
easy band to rag on because they're a very earnest band.
Yes, that's also
Yeah.
true. And I think the U2's critical reappraisal in our generation, like, you know how, like, we came around to Bruce and stuff, like, people came around to Bruce and all that. U2 is going to be next. But
Mhm.
this song is about faith, but it's also just so horny, and it's so fascinating that he can hold these two modes together.
Yeah.
Look, I love
And I probably
that.
shouldn't
It's-
like
it's
I probably
true.
shouldn't show my hand too much and like save it for the next song, which is far more important and probably the best song in the 90s. The next U2 song, I should say. I don't know
Yeah.
what the next song is.
You said a lot of really great things.
I
but
think
I've had
Yeah,
one
but I
PBR,
think we
and
can
all-
pivot
and
because
all I
I'm
can think
getting
about is
more
just-
into the sad part, into like the deeply personal part, when like this song is about being horny and faith. It's horny. Like Let's Get It On by Marvin Gaye is about boning. It's about depression, and it's
This
about
is not a
Jesus,
segue
all at the
I
same
expected.
time. And this song is like, and it takes that, and it's like, all right, let's build. Like,
Here's-
I've
This is
messed
gonna
with that.
happen.
Let's build.
I just want to say
I knew
this.
this was gonna happen.
You knew he was gonna talk about Marvin Gaye.
Not
Not Marvin
should've
Gaye,
been
but
obvious.
I knew he was going to go on some. I mean, I knew what to expect when I invite Jeremiah on to talk about YouTube.
Here's-
Like,
But yeah, this song is just good.
Here's what I'm gonna say.
All right, I'll let you guys
Yeah,
take the
on
floor.
on the spectrum of songs about God that are actually about oral sex, in Madonna's "Like a Prayer," to songs about oral sex that are actually about God, which is "Mysterious Ways" by U2. I think I lean more towards the "Like a Prayer"
Yeah.
spectrum.
Like a Prayer is one of the most goated pop songs. I was gonna say this song does slap. I like when the guitar, I love the I don't know a better word to say it. Just sort of the more worldly influences that are there
Yeah, that,
on this
like,
song.
The
like,
rhythm
world music
section's
influence.
unreal.
Yeah.
Larry
it's
Mullen
just
and
a-
Adam Clayton are at their peak here, and it's funny
Mhm.
because they were the ones who like really just wanted to keep doing. They wanted to keep going more into like the roots Americana stuff that they were doing, and Bono and the Edge were like, people don't think we're cool anymore, and we think we're cool, so let's just fucking go crazy. And they were like, we don't really want to do that, and they're like, no, we're doing it. And then to look at the drumming and bass on this song are ridiculous. Like, and it's phenomenal. Like the rhythm section on this song is unreal.
Yeah,
I think those two are very underrated when it comes to like bassist and drummer stuff. Actually, fun fact: Larry the Koopaling from the Mario series is actually named after Larry Mullen Jr. No idea why. No idea why, but it's true.
Only you would know this tidbit.
Yeah,
Roy's named after Roy Orbison.
Gotta love it. But again, we're gonna save our thoughts on U2. We have another U2 song coming up pretty soon on that we're discussing. But after Mysterious Ways, 9-week reign at the top. Talking Heads on February 1st, 1992, were number one for 1 week for their song Sax and Violins, which is one of the more confounding number ones because this is from an album that came out in 1998, and all of our research that we've like tried to figure out, like,
I figured it out actually. Like,
I think so I'll start playing the song and we can kind of piece together like how did this like 4-year-old song go number one for a week.
it was because it was released as a single for their greatest hits compilation after they broke up. So that's where the success and interest came from.
That makes
it was
sense.
Just because,
Okay.
you know.
Was this on the original Naked album or was this like
it was. It was.
okay?
It was written for a movie, Until the End of the World, which I really love that movie. I bought the Criterion for that, which is like the 5-hour-long cut almost. And the way it was released originally was like a botched like 2.5-hour edit that everyone just hated. But like the soundtrack did better financially than the movie at the time because they had a bunch of big bands like U2 and REM and all these like big 90s bands. I like the movie a lot, and I like this song opens the movie, and I feel like this song does kind of like go on for a long time and feel a little like wallpaper, but that's also kind of what the movie feels like, where for like the first 4 or like 3 hours. It's just like a road movie going all around like every different continent, and just kind of like, but not a lot happens. It's just like texture. And then like in the last 90 minutes, like a sci-fi plot kicks in about like recapturing your memories, and it's very like, yeah, I don't know, moody.
I am the same amount of red that I was when we just discussed U2. Hearing all that, I think this song stinks so much. I
expected.
I mean, it's obviously not the best.
I love
Heads
Talking
song,
Heads,
but I thought,
but like
it's not.
I thought it was I thought it was pleasant enough. The music video is funny because it's basically just David Byrne just like slowly.
Oh yeah,
like,
and that
being
plays
spun.
in the movie
It's
like on these like video monitors of his head twirling around as like
it's like a rotisserie. Like my girlfriend and I, we were watching the like all the music videos before we were recording today or tonight, and she was just like, "Oh, it's rotisserie David."
I should also explain, like, the reason the song sounds like that is that the movie is set like 10 years in the future. So Wim Wenders like told all these bands to write a song that they thought they would be playing 10 years from now, which is why that has that like vibe of like a PC loading screen or something. Where yeah, the whole movie has that sort of like antique future aesthetic or something, where it's like the like car takes like floppy disks that are also navigators and a bunch of weird shit like that.
Well, let's say again, David Byrne 10 years from now would not be playing, would probably be playing this song solo, but not with the Talking Heads.
Yeah.
I think this song is phenomenal.
The synths go crazy.
Yeah.
The synths in this song go fucking crazy.
It's very airy.
I think I enjoy this song a lot more when I don't like 100% pay attention. I think it's a good like 65 to 85% attention song.
It's like one of the long LCD Sound System songs.
I guess
Yeah.
it is a good vibe song. It's nice to just vibe out to the song.
I think this is one of the better songs on the playlist. I really enjoyed it a ton. I just think it just goes really hard. I don't know what else to say. It's just good.
Yeah,
just good old fashioned down and dirty. Good
it's
stuff.
just vibey.
Just vibing.
We're just vibing. Gavin is
Gavin is
again,
not vibing.
I am not a viber.
Gavin is not
I
vibing.
don't vibe.
Gavin Gavin started off by saying that Give It Away is a 10 and a
0.
So
I was right.
Clearly not on the wavelength of whatever David Byrne is doing.
I just want to say that like this playlist, there's one song in my top 20 and 5 in my bottom 20 on this playlist.
5?
I think 4 or 5. Yeah.
5? Wow.
This is my
Jesus.
least favorite playlist. I'm not joking.
Oh God.
I'm ready for the 90s.
I mean, there are
to
some
happen.
stinkers on here, but
yeah,
We're
This
about
isn't
to
one of
get to
them.
them. This playlist starts out
this
really
is not-
strong for me.
No, I think it gets better as it goes. But
well, nevertheless, do we have any more lingering thoughts on sax and violins?
it's just good. And it's just good.
Good song,
And
I agree.
Like it just slaps.
Well, alrighty then. Good.
Yeah.
Again, it's a fine song, but nevertheless, our next song. Speaking of what's good,
the song.
Lou Reed. Our next song is "What's Good" from Lou Reed, which went number 1 on February 8th, 1992, for 3 weeks. So let's hear a little bit of "What's Good."
What good's this line that barks? You love the life of as though
I don't hate this song. I
This
think I
song-
would say
This song
It's
is
fine.
so inoffensive. I do not know why Gavin hates
this is the
so
bottom
much.
tenor for me. This is terrible.
Like-
this rambling
That's pretty shocking.
old man. I fucking hate. I hate him. I hate this
He's-
rambling old man. Shut up.
I think my first thought when I heard this song was like, of course you are making a song that's going onto the like of course you're doing this right now, Lou Reed.
If you think this song
Like,
is okay,
go do something weird, like cover a bunch of like mountain songs, you know, like that's like what you should be doing in the 90s, and then come back in the 2000s later. But then like that was my thought like coming into it, and then like I was walking around, the song came on, and I was like, holy crap, I'm just vibing. Like it's just, this song is just, I mean, it's repetitive, it's like this, but it's cozy, honestly.
It is
Like,
kind of
this is the kind of breezy thing that I
I'm with
want to
that.
be driving around a city listening to.
Oh,
I'm
we've
more
lost
on-
Gavin.
Okay, back from a slight technical mishap. We had just finished hearing the snippet of What's Good from Lou Reed. I don't know who is going to speak first on it, but Gavin, you are not a fan of the song, which I here's the thing. I get it, because here's the thing. It's Lou Reed, way past his prime, but like I don't know. It's pleasant. I can't. There's no. Lou Reed doesn't make enough strong musical decisions on this song for me to hate it.
But that's
Like,
kind of
but,
the issue. There's no. There's
which I
nothing.
guess.
It's
Which
just
I
kind of a
which is-
nothing burger.
Which I've learned. Here's the thing. After doing these two series now, I'm okay with a nothing burger every now and
Not in
then.
the
If it's-
'90s, baby. We got to hold this shit to a higher standard.
It's the 90s, dude. I don't know about that.
Again, last week had so many bad songs that made baffling decisions, but also a couple of boring.
Wait,
ones.
what?
This
what
week has some songs like
what
that.
last week was worse than this?
Last week, Rush, Big Auto Dynamite, easily.
That song,
Oh my
no
God.
way.
Like half the playlist last week was worse.
So
than
wait,
this.
hold on.
Jesus Jones.
No
Is-
way.
Well, I
the-
like the Jesus. I like the Jesus Jones song. So
Is the objection to this song less about just more the audacity for him to make a song that is this plain, or is it like you actually find the song unpleasant? Because I think
just
the
think
song
it's
is very
the most-
pleasant.
This is like the most boring thing I think I've ever listened to in any of these series.
Right.
It's-
It's,
it's
just sort of
like-
like in one ear out the other. Like we just heard that snippet. I could tell you probably nothing about this song.
It's some blissed out sad old man shit. Like, come on. It's nice.
Give me
It's-
horny old man any fucking day. Lou Reed was horny. He was horny at some point.
As far as the temperature
You
of like
know,
this playlist as
I
a
don't know
whole,
if
this
Lou
is
Reed was ever
definitely on the
horny.
lower end
I mean,
for
Sister
me.
Ray's pretty horny. Sister Ray's pretty horny. I don't know. Again, look, I don't know. I came in. Look, last week was a brutal week for me when it came to this series. So this was perfectly fine and pleasant. And
If you think that what's good is better than Other Side of Summer, that's a certified bullshittable take.
This is
then I'm snarfing on that hog shit because
Yeah.
this song is better than the fucking Elvis Costello song.
we had
It's just-
fucking Kinky Afro last week. Like, there's no way on earth that is like better than this song.
Oh no,
somehow.
Kinky Afro's its own beast. It's in the,
Son, I'm 30.
that's in the evil quadrant I have. I've updated it to a quadrant. I forgot that there's 4 evil songs in
This
this
is kinda
series.
like a
I
boring
think for
evil.
you that this song is just about its negligence.
is
you know,
mundane
it's criminal
evil.
negligence. Is
Yeah.
that like? Is that if you were to give it a crime?
Yeah.
I think that's fair.
I respect that. I think you're wrong because I think it's a good song, but like I respect that you would be offended by it because that makes sense. Like this is something that you could be offended by. Like I was offended just seeing that there was a Lou Reed song on the top on this list. Like I was like ready to be so annoyed at it, and then it was very pleasant and I enjoyed it a lot. And I was like, wow, like I am walking around. It's like 100 degrees out. I'm having a great time, and this song is playing, and I feel like a fucking cool person. That was how
I know we considered cutting it. It was definitely something that was on the chopping block, but I think it was just the novelty of how the fuck did a Lou Reed song in 1992 like become number one?
Yeah.
And I think again, I've said this the past 2 episodes. It really is just like again this first half of the series especially is very much controlled by basically these either college radio DJs or former college radio DJs, and their taste just is gonna be. It's completely different from like what's actually popular. Like Nirvana was only number
Like
one
the
for
old-
a fucking week.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like Nirvana was number one for a fucking week, you know, and U2 is number one. And this is not an insult to U2, but U2 very much is, you know, a band that you know, they blew up in the 80s initially with
Yeah.
the college radio crowd.
The
So-
alternative chart is not where you two should be residing by the time.
Actually,
this
that
point
is
in time.
that is wrong. And that's
They
not
were-
like me
I don't-
saying
they
that that's
were
wrong,
huge.
but I think you guys don't realize
U2
how
were not
big
quite-
U2 was in the 90s.
I mean, U2 was like a popular band, but they were a band that kind of they rode the line. Like it made sense that they kind of strung between the two worlds.
okay. So this is not me like blatantly like being like a U2 defender, but U2 was a really big deal in the 90s, and
Yeah.
Achtung Baby
No, I
and
don't
like the
disagree.
sonic change they made, and like those songs in particular. Like
No,
they
I don't
kept-
disagree.
helped
I
kept
mean,
them
I-
relevant.
I don't disagree,
think what
but it's
what they were arguing was just mostly just that U2 should have been on the pop charts instead of
Yes.
the alt charts at this point, which I think is kind of fair.
I can hear that. I think what they were doing was a little bit too out there for the pop charts.
Mhm.
I think is the reason why they're on the alt charts.
Yeah, like I think like they at this point in time they still kind of rode the line, but it was very much like they were one of the biggest rock bands in the world, and they had plenty of pop crossover at this point.
Although people
I think
did
a
hate
couple.
their
I think
guts. People did hate their guts.
I
by
think
now.
a couple. I mean, I think a couple of these U2 songs. I know maybe one went number one on the Hot 100, but I'm not totally sure. But nevertheless, again, we're like the next like I think this episode in parts, and then like the next episode. It's not really till 5 or 6 where we really feel like, okay, like the old heads have been kicked out, young kids are in charge. Like they're actually like playing artists and stuff that really feel like they're fresh and they're new and they're different. They really feel like there's barely any connection to like the 80s or the 70s. Like, okay, like these bands are the 90s. At this point in time, we're in this weird, especially this episode, next episode, we're really in this weird between lane where it's like we have this mix of like 80s runoff and like acts that are really big in the 80s that are kind of entering the new decade. And then obviously you have like Nirvana, which just like is a band that feel like it just couldn't exist outside of when it came out. So nevertheless, though, what's good, it's fine. But let's move on to our next song, which is the Sugarcubes hit, which were number one on February 29th, 1992 for 5 weeks. And of course, Sugarcubes being the band that Bjork was in before she went solo. So let's hear a little bit of Hit real quick. I just want to say up front, Gavin hates this song.
Yeah.
And I don't fucking get it. This song is...
This is
This
terrible.
song- no,
this
this
is
song is
DVD
pretty-
menu music.
This song is really offensive. And it's this part right here. This
Yes.
is why.
This is-
I was
you say that
enjoying
right
this
before
song,
the rap verse,
and then this happened.
Yeah.
And I was legitimately upset.
This is how you teach kids how to do multiplication. This is not a song that should
I was gonna say, like, this sounds like the soundtrack to like an educational video game from the 90s or something.
Yeah.
That's why it rocks. That's
No,
why...
this is music for a movie about kids who start a lemonade stand that turns into a fucking speakeasy. This is terrible.
I
Like,
might be
can't
kind
live-
of with Maddie.
This song is... Look,
This part's
I'm a notable Bjork stan, so like... It's kind of similar to like the how y'all felt about like the Susie and the Banshee song on week 1 is how I feel about this song. Where
You
like
could
this
tweet
part is
this
good.
song, Jeremiah.
Yeah.
Let me appeal to you directly.
Okay.
All
right.
You could tweak this song a little bit, and it could have been a Rouge song from Sonic Adventure 2 Battle.
Oh my god. You're
Maddie
exactly
looks like
right.
they
Yeah.
have the song less.
That's like
That is-
what I'm saying though. About the video game feel. Like I don't know.
That's
it-
why
I-
it's good.
That's why it's good.
like,
That's why it's good.
No,
it sounds like a spy video game or something.
That's
And
why
that's
again.
It's again.
that's-
It's Rouge from Sonic Adventure 2 Battle. Like,
Yeah,
that's
this
like,
song
no,
is-
I buy that
is-
completely.
This song's amazing. I think it's in my top 3 this week.
So
actually, it might be might be my number 2 for the week.
this
I
is
think
my number bottom. This is my I hate this song. And that's really disappointing to me because it's a good song until it just inexplicably isn't. And that always makes me very upset. And because I've actually been thinking about this a bit recently because I keep hearing, for some reason, that one Pink song where she's like, living in the real world, and you're like, all right, Pink, like I got you, you're doing it, and then she's like, don't go crying to your mom, and you just want to like throw
that's
your face.
Paramore. That's
That's
Paramore.
Paramore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh well,
Paramore.
that's even more offensive to me. How could she do that to us? Like, that's what this song is, where you just have like a great pop song that I was really enjoying. I was walking down the street, I just finished the Lou Reed song, I was like, it can't get any better than this, and I was like, okay, this intro is a little weird, it's clear that they still think it's the 80s, but like, we're gonna look past that, and then like, I was like, wow, this female vocalist who I didn't realize was Bjork is doing great, like, we're doing good things happening, and then this man shows up, and like puts himself in my personal space and was really disruptive and rude. And
the rap verse is fun.
No.
I like it.
The
I
rap
like
verse
it. It's
is
fun.
No.
It's fun.
hyenas.
Look, is it good? I can't
it's
say that.
like-
but
it's
is it fun? Does it ruin the song for me? No. Is it fun? It's kind of fun for me.
No,
I don't
here's the
know.
thing. That is
To
not a
Bjork's
man.
credit,
Yeah,
to
go ahead,
Bjork's
Alex.
credit, she left the band after this.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's
That's the right thing. Yeah,
that-
I think I texted Alex. I was like, I just sent him a screenshot of the song. I was like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, I did get that message.
Like, I that's like literally like how to ruin a song 101 is like what they just did.
It was
I've heard
you
some
sent me a message.
shocking bridges. I think like there's some really shocking bridges out there. Like that one stupid One Direction song, which is what's it called, Shooting Stars or something. And it's like thinking about the things that and you're like, this is fine. And he's like, "Direct that money, watch it burn in the
That's One
and you're
Republic.
like, I want to.
That's One Republic, Jeremiah.
I want to leave this planet.
Not
Well,
one,
it's a
right?
good pop song until it isn't, and that's exactly what this
Republic
song is. It's a
direction.
good pop song
Yeah.
until they just arbitrarily decided that they wanted to throw it in the gutter, and they did, and it makes me very upset.
Here's the thing. That rap, I think it's rude to say that a man did it. That was not done by a man. That was done by a puppet wearing a bucket hat. And that's the energy this song has. If you told me this band was Bjork and multiple puppets wearing bucket hats, I would just believe you entirely. Like if it was a Chuck E. Cheese band where every single one of them was wearing bucket hats.
I like
and
this
Bjork,
take.
That's a
Yeah,
great take.
that's who the Sugarcubes are.
Again, you say that to make fun of the song, but like that just makes it rock even more, in my opinion.
I respect
Like, I don't know.
that.
I gotta go back to listen to more Sugarcube stuff because I like this quite a bit. Like I like this again. Obviously, Bjork is just like a fucking fantastic, amazing vocalist, and obviously, admittedly, she would go on to do better stuff solo. But like, I think this song is very fun.
It's
and
a
for the
great
song-
pop song until it isn't.
For the songs that are very clearly like 80s runoff, like just does not fit in this decade. This one it's like the Susie and the Banshees one for me, where it's like I think this is very good.
That
And,
song is fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, I like this song better than the
no
Susie and the
caveat.
Banshees song.
But it's just wrong.
Well, I love to be wrong,
I
but
had that stupid Paramore song stuck in my head. I'm so upset. This song made me think of that Paramore song.
Let's move on.
We gotta
That's
hear
bad.
another snippet to help amend that.
Let's hear a snippet that doesn't have the rap verse, so I can enjoy myself.
I don't have another snippet ready. But I do have another
Shit.
song. I do have another song ready.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
it is. We have hit the halfway point of the playlist, which means it is time for the car commercial interlude of the week.
Wait, what? What the?
That was
That's
awesome.
different.
Thank you, Barely March, for that remix of the car commercial interlude.
With the
Uh,
boing.
We never played the intro.
Well, I'm gonna play. I'll put it in editing
Okay.
because we didn't have a cold open, so there was no point of playing the intro on the soundboard. Anyways, our next song. No more inside baseball. Our next song is our car commercial interlude of the week, which is the Killers' "Caution." So let's hear a little bit of "Caution" from the Killers.
God, yes.
Was this an intentional Jeremiah bait?
I'm pretty sure it was.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's actually, surprisingly, this is the first time I actually heard this song. I just did not listen to their album from last year. There was just too much else going on.
My mama was a dancer, and that's all that she knew. 'Cause
It's
when
fine.
you live in the
But it's so good.
Yeah,
I
Killers
think
is
it's
so
kind of a
good.
great Killers song. I was pleasantly surprised.
I mean, they did War on Drugs. Like,
They kind of did.
it's amazing. And I just fucking Killers, dude. This is just a great song. Like,
It
it's
feels
not.
like a really revitalized the Killers. Like,
Yeah. They sound like they're having a blast.
yeah, this sounds like
Yeah.
a band that was excited to make this music, you know?
Listen to that.
Yeah,
That's so good.
but
That is
that
so
song
good.
went number one for 2 weeks, starting on April 25th, 2020. This is a fantastic song. I really enjoy this quite a bit. It's like they're very much in like their Bruce bag. You know, they've always been in their Springsteen bag, but it's like varying levels occasionally. And this is them like really like the dial of ideas has been the dial of Bruce has been turned to hot. With this song. It's fantastic.
It's like hot by way of. It's like they were listening to the War on Drugs. We're like, oh, this reminds me of Bruce, and then they went and made a. Like that's what I hear there, and I think it's just great. Like I really loved that. The Killers are just so good. Like the Killers are just the best band of the 2000s. Like that's what I've come around to. And I think that you can like look at me and you can like say that, oh, the Killers don't have the best song of the 2000s. You're crazy. And it's like, no, they do. And it could be one of many songs. And like you can't really disagree with that. Like you think you can. You're like, oh well, Hey Ya, which is a great song, or like, oh, the whatever song that is not as good as Mr. Brightside or Read My Mind or When You Were Young or Human, which is very underrated, by the way. It's like the Killers are just so fucking good. And I think like we know that, and we like appreciate that, and we like think about the Killers every day, like on some extent. But I think we don't really realize.
Yes, we collectively do that.
No, I think we do.
Pray to our Brandon Flowers shrine.
I mean, at the very least, like, dude, the Killers are so good.
Yeah, no, this song is fantastic. I think like obviously, notably, Jonathan Rado produced this song and,
that's your
the
boy.
album.
That's
which,
your
again,
boy.
I think again, Revitalize. Again, I thought there was it. What was the 2017 record? It was like
that was
Human?
a good one. I did listen to that one. That's the one where he wrote an email to Bono.
That
was wonderful. Wonderful.
I thought it was a fine record, and this I have not listened to the full album of this, but this song is really good. And I probably should check out the full record. But also again, Jonathan Rado production and plays a ton of shit on the song. Lindsey Buckingham plays guitar on the song.
Really?
I was surprised by that.
The original. What do we call? What's his name from Dirty Projectors?
Dick Ass.
Yeah, the original Dick Ass, but like he's so old that he has like clout. You know, it's like imagine if Dick Ass from Dirty Projectors had clout, and that's what Lindsey Buckingham.
Lindsey Buckingham could actually, Lindsey Buckingham is like, I know how to make pop songs that people like, whereas Dick Ass is very singular for better or worse.
And I hate him and want to punch him in the goddamn mouth.
Yeah. Also, Alex Cameron helped write the song, also, which is fun.
That's cool.
This is a good song. Glad to play it again. I think I'm just gonna say this now. I think most of the car commercial interludes that we're gonna hear throughout the series are pretty damn good. I like most of them quite a bit.
Because like, what's the point of putting them in if you're not gonna enjoy them? You know
exactly. Like, I do
like, especially if you have to deal with this last song we listened to. Like, you need a palate cleanser.
just generally, like, just looking at the 2020s charts so far, like a bunch of good songs on here. Like, there's a couple stinkers, mind you, but like for the most part, bunch of good songs from
I've got it stuck in my head.
We talked about Shy Away. What was the other one? I can't remember.
It was the Meg Myers Running Up the Hill cover.
Oh, I mean, that sucked.
That sounds.
That was awful.
It was pretty meh.
That's one of those songs that should not be covered. Like, there's actually a few songs like that where you hear it and you're like, I need to sing this as loud as I can and just cover it. Everyone needs to hear it, and that's not true. And there's a lot of songs like that. I think. Well, I'm not gonna. No, we're not gonna go there. But that's definitely one of those songs. And just if you see that someone's covering it, you're like, and you like kind of pull on your collar a little bit and like.
Well, you'll be happy to know she did absolutely nothing with it, and it was just the most mediocre shit on the planet.
Good, but like people ate it up because it's a great song.
Yeah, it was the hottest climber or the longest climber in the charts history. As it took 44 weeks to hit number one.
Crazy fucking number.
It was crazy, but nevertheless, good song, good interlude this week. Thank you once again, Barely March, for the music.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you for the remix. But let's get back to the 90s charts proper with our next song.
Time to make Jeremiah quietly weep with this next snippet.
Yeah, just play it. Just play the track.
Next song is One from U2, April 4th, 1992, for only 1 week, although it was the number one song of 1992 on the charts. So let's hear a little bit of One.
You're starting with this part?
Easily the most brutal part of the song. I was
can't
going to read these lyrics out loud.
I like that Matty took like a sip of water right after doing that one. Let me just set up Jeremiah for devastation.
Yeah.
Take sip. How we doing, buddy?
Carry each other. Carry each other. Dude, the guitar
Alright,
here.
good.
The guitar here. The edge.
The one and only.
This song is transcendent and open-hearted
And also like cynical, in such a human way.
yeah.
Yeah, it's like Imagine If Imagine by John Lennon were good. But that's not accurate, because that really actually brings this song down, because Imagine fucking sucks. And this song is so much more than that. This is the best song of the 90s, I think. I think I would put it above like Gold Sounds and World of Stories by Nas. I think I would say that. I think it's one of the 5 best songs ever made. I think alongside another YouTube song over there, but I mean, this song is. I mean, I obviously have known this song for a long time. Like, I grew up on it, and always loved it when I was a kid. And it just gets better. And the build up. I mean, it's. This song is just so much.
I have kind of a take.
Yeah, let me hear your take, because
This is the best U2 single. And
Ooh.
See, I say that as if it's crazy, but it's probably their biggest song. So it's
Mhm.
like a milquetoast take. But if you're a
Yeah.
U2 fan, it's a take for
Yeah.
sure.
I cannot believe the Vertigo disrespect.
Oh, you
Vertigo
think?
was
Oh,
so
you're
funny.
saying that because you think Vertigo is bad.
No,
don't you?
Vertigo is very funny. Vertigo is one of the
Okay.
funniest songs we've ever
Vertigo's
heard in this
a
entire
heater.
series.
Vertigo's
We had so much fun talking about Vertigo.
Did you guys talk about Beautiful Day at all?
Hello.
Wait, what song?
Hola!
Uno, dos.
You know what Vertigo is about? Do you guys know what Vertigo is about?
Is it about being horny for God?
No, it's not. You think it would be, but no, it's not. It's about when Jesus is in the wilderness and the devil's tempting him. That's the story of Vertigo.
Yeah. Gavin, by the way, Gavin has left.
Did he like leave? Oh, he's just
he
not
took
present.
a bathroom
Okay.
break, but
Yeah.
I think that might have been pointed right as the U2
Yeah.
conversation was really.
Which I think I'm a little offended by that, because I think that this is one of the best songs ever made, and like, yeah, you can hold your preconceived notions about U2 and come in and be like, oh, he's just talking about like hippie shit, like, oh, like one not the same, we got to carry each other, like, wow, that's so blasé. But no, it's not.
Well, right.
This song is really pained.
This is not actually a very good love song. Like,
No,
I feel
no.
like
It's
on
not-
the
it's a breakup
surface,
song.
I feel
Yeah.
like on the surface, a lot of people see it like as a love song. Like, I
Hang on,
wouldn't be
there's some-
surprised if I heard this at a wedding. But it's
Okay, actually, there is a story about that. Let me pull up the Genius page, because Bono did talk about this being played at weddings and being like, "What the fuck are you guys doing?" Let me pull it up really quick.
I was gonna
Yeah,
say
I think-
earlier that
I think I've always heard it as a brotherhood song, and
Interesting.
it was certainly inspired. Yeah, I mean, because I had no context for anything being a love song when I was a kid.
okay. Yeah.
Okay, hang on. I've got the quote.
Okay.
Okay. The band had been told by many fans that they have played the song at their weddings, prompting Bono to respond, "Are you mad? It's about splitting up." But yeah, no. This is again. I feel like this song. It's a great song. I want to say this. I actually like the song quite a bit. But like U2, like Bono is such a visceral vocalist that like if you're not prepared for U2, or if you're not like in the church of U2, it's a lot to take in. He's a very unique vocalist. And sometimes it's helped make some really great songs. Other times, some of the funniest songs ever made, and then other stuff that's just like, eh. But no, this is a fantastic ballad.
Yeah,
I think this is like VH1's like #1 song of the 1990s.
which is correct.
I think this it's like either this or Smells Like Teen Spirit. But This is a really good song. I like the song quite a bit. Not much else to say.
Yeah, this song is just amazing. Like it's so moving, and it hurts so bad.
Okay, I just want to. There's some more lore.
All right, let me hear it.
So
There's some good lore around this song, actually.
So one was released as the album's third single in February 1982 as a benefit single, with all the band's royalties being donated to different AIDS research organizations for each country in which the single was released. It's very sweet. The group's manager, Paul McGuinness, commented on their decision. The band feels that AIDS is the most pressing issue of the day, and we really have to focus people's attention to the AIDS plague that has been with us for 10 years. Which you're like, okay, sweet. And then right after, to promote safe sex, U2 sold condoms bearing the album title Actung Baby at their Zoo TV concert.
that right there.
I
right there is the duality of Bono.
I need to find one of the Octung Baby condoms.
God, that is perfect.
How can you, like, Gavin, I get it, but like, how can you? They released fucking condoms to go with this song.
That's
this
funny.
Look,
That's
I'm
amazing.
just gonna say something. This song marks 10 of my bottom 20 being revealed in this series.
Ooh, that's a really bad take.
I can't fucking listen to this.
They had a condom, Gavin.
Yeah,
like,
look,
come on.
my number one song of the 90s is also a
let me
charity
hear why you think
tie-in,
this
so
song
we'll get
is.
there when we get there.
Let me hear why you think this song is bad. Because you're very wrong.
Because it sounds like a
know.
fucking ham. I don't want to listen to it.
What does that even mean?
It sounds like a
he's
ham.
ham.
A ham.
Oh, ham. Oh, you said he's being him. I thought you said ham as in like he's hamming it up. Which,
Well,
like,
yes,
yeah.
that too. It's a hammy ham.
I am on eBay as we speak.
How much of Bad Boys Run?
God, I cannot wait to put on the Actung Baby.
There are
condiment
some
Super
for
Big.
sale.
How much?
Oh my God.
How much we got? How much we popped?
I gotta look this up myself now.
$36 or best offer.
Best offer. Ooh, that's tempting. We want to throw some money in right now. We got Patreon.
It's sealed.
God,
I would hope so.
if you can find any used.
Oh God!
How do Red Hot Chili Peppers not be the band with condoms on this?
Oh,
They're not using them. They're not using them, of course.
Oh yeah, that's true. I'm gonna actually let me look up Red Hot Chili Peppers condom. It's such a curse search term.
Yeah, don't look that up. You don't want that.
Apparently, they also released condoms for Zooropa, which was the album that came after this.
That's a weird one. I don't know why they did that. But you know what? Hell yeah, do it.
Hang on. Okay, I pulled up a Washington Post article from 1994. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, part of the Department of Health and Human Services, has ordered the immediate withdrawal of its AIDS prevention public service announcement for radio, featuring Red Hot Chili Peppers singer Anthony Kiedis. HHS said in a statement. The CDC took action upon learning from news reports that Kiedis was convicted in 1990 of misdemeanor charges stemming from a 1989 incident at George Mason University.
Holy shit.
Can we find audio of this radio ad?
It goes so deep.
Hang on, I gotta find this. Wait, hang on. I'm just gonna read the text. I'm gonna read the text.
Okay, that works.
The text of one of the radio ads says, "I'm Anthony Kiedis of the Red Hot Chili Peppers. I've been naked on stage. I've been naked on magazine covers. In fact, I was born naked, and of course, I'm naked whenever I have sex. But now I'm on the radio, so I might as well get naked again. There, I'm naked, see? And what I have here is a condom, a latex condom. I wear one whenever I have sex."
This sounds like a fucking Old Spice ad.
Yeah, for real.
I was gonna say it sounds like a Patrick Bateman monologue.
Yeah.
Okay, hang on. A latex condom. I wear one whenever I have sex. Which, by the way, bold-faced lie.
Lie.
Never wear a condom. Not whenever it's convenient or whenever my partner thinks of it. Every time.
Oh.
Which, by the way, again, according to news services and newspaper reports, Kiedis was convicted on April 3rd, 1990 of sexual battery and indecent exposure in a Fairfax County Circuit Court. Kiedis was accused of improper behavior toward a woman outside the band's dressing room, including touching her face with his penis after a concert at George Mason University on April 21st, 1989. Now, Anthony Kiedis, were you wearing a condom when you did that? Probably not. Once again, Kiedis, who denied touching the woman, was fined.
Yeah, there's nothing to say to that except gross and bad.
Yeah.
Let me find. I gotta find the audio.
I found it. I'm posting it in the Discord right now.
Okay, yeah. Oh god, sorry, Alex. What were you saying?
What were you saying about this song?
Oh,
Yes,
boy.
It's
One by
very, very
U2, the
good.
song we are talking about.
I'm Anthony Kiedis of the Red Hot Chili Peppers, and I've been naked on stage. I've been naked on magazine covers. In fact, I was born
sang
naked,
it
and
over
of course I'm
rockabilly.
naked whenever I have sex. But now I'm on the radio, so I might as well get naked again. There, I'm naked, see? And what I have
He sounds like
here
he's
is a
doing the
condom,
give it
a latex
away
He
voice.
kind of
I
talks
wear
Gotta
one
get your
whenever
like
I
late era
feel
Bob
not
Dylan.
whenever it's convenient or whenever my partner thinks of it.
No man has ever wanted to be the Mask more than Anthony Kiedis.
This
Yeah.
is like I
Just think
can't
of this
listen
helpful
to this.
demonstration and remember, you can be naked without being exposed.
This is pure evil.
Without
Dude,
being
he's straight
exposed.
He straight up talks like Bob Dylan does on Bob Dylan's radio show.
Well, do we have any final thoughts on One by U2?
Well, I
Great
had a
song.
lot, but now they're all gone.
all time.
I feel like we got a lot of them down.
No,
Okay.
we didn't. I've been preparing for this for like months, and they're all gone now. But that's okay.
Oh boy. Well,
I mean, I just think it's one of the best songs ever made. It's easily the best song in this playlist. Probably the best song in the '90s.
Mm.
The lyrics. This is Bono at his lyrical best. And again, when it comes back to what I was saying about like the triangle, like this is just smack dab in the middle.
Mm.
He is. I mean, it's a breakup song in a lot of ways, but it's just also like just a plea for unity. And when you put it that way, it sounds like it's gonna be, and like, yeah, like one like with each other, sister, brother, like that sounds like it should be some like hippie bullshit, like fuck this guy, like I'm so tired of this. But this was coming in the context of the fall of the Berlin Wall. They were recording this in Berlin, and things weren't really right in the world. And also, things weren't right for U2 either, and things have never been right for Bono. And that really comes across in the song. And this is another song that really its faith is pretty apparent, but this is where like you really hear the, hey, I grew up in the Troubles, and like I don't know how to reconcile my faith with the fact that Christianity kills people. And I mean, like, love is love is a temple, love is the higher law, love is a temple, love is the higher law. You ask me to enter and then you make me crawl. Like I can't keep holding on to what you've got when all you've got is hurt. Like, I mean, that's I don't think it gets more plain than that in like what Bono's about and what the band is about in a lot of ways. It's just it's naked sincerity, but it's also cynical. And I think that makes, I mean, it takes a lot of courage to be sincere and gracious and optimistic in the face of a world which is so cynical. And this is a guy, and like the person singing, like the narrator of the song, if we're not going to say Bono, is someone who sees the world as the shithole that it is, sees, like people of his faith killing people for no reason and justifying it using Jesus and just being utterly horrified by that, and this world sucks. But also it could be better, and like I'm gonna offer you my hand and we can like work together to make it better, but like it does suck, it is the most cynical like plea for unity and brotherhood I've ever heard, and it's deeply moving. And then obviously you have the layers of any kind of relationship you can apply this to, and it's just gut wrenching. And this song is just transcendent, and obviously I loved it when I was a kid, and it's another, it really does get better every time I hear it. I don't know, I mean, this song is just one of the most important songs ever written, and it's transcendent. That's really all I can say. It's just one of the best songs I've ever heard.
Well, Alrighty then, let's get to the next song.
Whatever
on the
shitty
playlist.
song is next.
It is
Uh,
actually pretty.
yeah,
I think we actually might all
dog
agree
shit
on-
one.
We might
Actually-
all agree on the next one.
Actually,
well,
okay. Well, this song is.
well,
eh.
let's
hear it.
yeah.
Let's
so
see what can of tuna we're about to open up.
Oh, boy. So after one's 1 week reign at the top, The Cure high went number 1 on April 11th, 1982 for 4 weeks. But we're not talking about that song. We're talking about a different Cure song, much more iconic one. But after The Cure's 4-week reign, our next song that we're going to discuss is Cracker's Teen Angst, parentheses, What the World Needs Now, which is number 1 on May 9th, 1992 for 2 weeks. So let's hear a little bit of Cracker's Teen Angst. It's mad. It's just mad.
I did the
I
math
think
wrong.
it's
I
just
did this
so.
is the- yeah.
That line is so fucked to me. What the world needs
Yeah.
now is another folk singer. Like I need a hole in my head. Like that's just so gross. Like don't invoke that for this.
It's just
Don't invoke that because you want to sound cool or whatever.
they just
like,
still
what's-
thought that shitting on the '60s was the move for
Which is
the '90s, which is so dumb.
hilarious to me because the 90s are so headed to the 60s, and also like, who cares about folk? Who cares about folk singers? Like, where do you think you are? Like, are you dense?
I mean,
now,
like
the other
Greenwich
thing too,
Village, clearly.
like, are you this like riled up that like, are you that mad if people keep up going electric? Like, I get it, like fuck them, but also, I mean, so my thoughts on this song are this: if I don't listen to the lyrics, I'm like, whatever, this is fine. I don't really care too much. Like, it's perfectly enjoyable. It's clearly, trying to capitalize off of Smells.
I feel like I
These
just
guys,
had
like, in their
cigarette
30s,
smoke
by the way, I
blown in
looked
my
that up.
face. That was like the feeling of that clip.
Yeah.
These guys are in their 30s, by the way.
seriously.
I did look that up. Yeah. This was not like 20-year-olds.
That's
That is
That's
That's
pretty,
embarrassing.
even.
That's
yeah,
embarrassing.
Yeah.
That's just embarrassing.
Yeah, this is. I
Yeah.
called it like Gen X Rachel Platten fight song. It's kind of like New Americana too. It's trying so hard to define what Gen X is and be like an anthem. But it's just a mediocre song. This one's also my bottom 10 or
Yeah,
bottom
it's not-
20. I should
I mean,
say.
Yeah, this one's definitely in mine.
like I'm saying now that the song is garbage. Maybe it's because you guys like really like made me think about the lyrics first. If you make me hear the music first, I'm like, yeah, this is just like whatever. It's fine. Like, I'm not gonna skip it. Well, if I have better things to do, I'm gonna skip it. But in the context of listening to this playlist, I'm like, whatever. This is fine. I've heard worse songs already today. But like, yeah, when you bring the lyrics up, it's just like it's just the inauthenticity of it is
yeah,
so lame.
shocking.
Yeah.
it's
It's
incredibly
offensive.
lame.
Especially hearing this after like Smells Like Teen Spirit. It's just like, get out of here, dude. Like it's just I feel like the song is very like reminiscent. This song, it feels like a worse version of like Flagpole Sitta. Like, what if Flagpole Sitta was just like a one note nothing song? Like, Flagpole Sitta
Sure.
is probably like, just spoiler whatever. Is it in your should have beens, Gavin?
It is not. It was a consideration.
It's going to be in my should have beens.
Yeah.
It's going to be in my should have beens. But yeah, no, this song is mediocre as hell. Although the video, there are 2 dogs in the video. There's a Dalmatian and a little tiny puppy, and it's cute. But other than that, bad song. Don't like it.
This is like nostalgia critic core.
Yeah, that's a
absolutely.
good poll.
I just don't understand the fixation on folk singers. That's what I don't get.
This is like
Yeah,
the full song.
Who was relevant making folk music in
Well,
1991? Like
artist next week who makes the jump from folk music to sort of like an industrial thing that we'll get into that. But no folk singer was like kicking it at this time, you know?
Mhm.
It just
Yeah.
was not happening. It's just-
especially new folk singers. Like the
Yeah.
line is another folk singer. Like no one was coming up off of this sound at the time.
yeah, it just wasn't happening. Maybe they're trying to own jam band guys, but it's incorrect assumption. Just weird, just a weird attempt
What the
at
world
this.
needs now is another folk singer. Like, I need like a hole. What did he say? A hole in my.
Like,
hole
I
in
what
need
are
a
you
hole in my
doing?
head.
I
He's
feel
saying
like-
he'd rather kill himself.
I
Than,
feel like
than
these are the
listen
kinds
to
of guys
another
that are
folk
like,
music.
these kids today are soft. We need to toughen them up.
I'm
like
like,
the Gen X version of that. Yeah, kind of. Like, like it's lashing out at a thing that
that doesn't exist.
And-
absolutely did not exist at this time.
And in the grossest way possible. Like, the grossest way you could approach
But
doing
also
this.
super mediocre. Like,
Yeah.
like what is this? Like, this is just like the most straightforward. Like, this is like they downloaded something called Rock Instrumental, and then just it's like weird like attempt at an anthem over it. It's just like it's not bad. Like, I think of like bad car commercial songs we had to listen to. This song isn't bad, but for the '90s and like looking at all the future playlists, like it's pretty fucking bad.
If this song had like entirely different lyrics and was about a completely different thing, like it could be fine.
If this song was called "My Car Is Fast" and it went "My car is fast," I like to step down on the gas, no one would be like upset about it.
Yeah, I would enjoy
Yeah.
it. Yeah, because
Yeah.
I thought the music was perfectly fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, I mean, yeah, it's generic, but
Has anyone heard
Whatever.
their other song?
No.
No.
You might know it. I didn't. I thought I didn't know it until Barely March posted it in the Discord. It's I don't know the words, but it's like something, something, something to be alone. Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
like getting
yeah.
Stoned. That band?
Yeah, I know that song.
Yeah, Barely March said that song was bad. I think that song's okay, but this is, man. And they were 30
this song
when
is
they
just
did
weird.
this?
Like, I don't even know. Actually, I'm not actually offended by
Being
this
in
song,
your
I'm just more
30s and
confused by
like
it.
writing a song called Teen Angst is just kind of an automatic L.
Yeah.
Well, let's move on. Let's
move on.
So after the Cracker song number one, it was the Charlatans. Weirdo number one.
This
on,
band is called Cracker.
yeah, Cracker Teen Angst. Weirdo Charlatans.
I mean,
Wait,
an accurate description.
Yeah.
All right.
again. Charlatans Weirdo number one, May 23rd, 1992 for 1 week. But our next song we're talking about is the Ballad of Peter Pumpkinhead from XTC, which is number one on May 30th, 1992 for 2 weeks. So let's hear a little bit of the Ballad of Peter Pumpkinhead.
I love XTC.
Yeah.
These two songs kind of sour the playlist for me.
Man.
I agree.
This is my
Really?
second favorite song of the night. I
This
love
was
this.
this was the first. This is the first XT song I've ever heard. XTC song. I've
I'm
known
like-
of them. You know, I just never sought them out. And
Their album
This-
Skylarking is one of the
Yeah.
best albums of the
Yes.
80s.
Yeah.
yeah, no,
Like,
I've heard that. And this was definitely not what I expected it to sound like, and pretty disappointing. I honestly, my first listen, I preferred the Teen Angst song. Now, I mean, having spent more time thinking about the Teen Angst song, it's obviously that one is god awful. But the song just, to me, is just like, it's just pretty generic and boring. I don't know, his voice is good at the, like,
Alrighty, well, that was a little bit of the Ballad of Peter Pumpkinhead from XTC. Gavin, as you said, this is one of your favorite songs of the week. Why?
This is in my
Why?
top 20. I think it's just a perfectly crafted pop song that everything from the pre-chorus to hooray for Peter Pumpkinhead is just pure. The happiness chemicals in my brain are going pumping overtime. And then fucking once he starts mentioning that they tried to pin sex scandals on Peter Pumpkinhead, I'm fully invested. You can't take that away from me. This song's also on the Dumb and Dumber soundtrack, which gives it like so much extra points.
that's cloud.
Yeah,
I think that the Lou Reed song is a better pop song than this one.
I think that's a ridiculous, but I respect it. I guess like-
Yeah, I think for me, this song has immediate sad points because it's the first XTC song I've ever heard, and I know that they're supposed to be very good. They're supposed to be pretty foundational, and to hear it be like as like normal and like kind of generic as it was, and like it was good. It was fine. It's certainly better than like a bunch like the bad songs. Like it's not like a bad song, but it was just kind of disappointing. I expected a lot more, not really knowing what to expect, and especially with the name as good as it is, I was just like, it's good, it's fine. Like it's not. I'm not gonna skip it. I'm not really gonna be upset about it, but I was disappointed. I was expecting it to be more than it was, and I don't know why. But
I don't know enough about XTC to confirm this, but this seems like kind of a case of them like softening a bit in their later period.
Yeah,
as far as
that's
like
fair.
softening the edges a little.
It's very direct and uncomplicated. Like they use all like nigh on a nursery rhyme melody. And I understand why they approached it like that thematically, but it just isn't enjoyable to me, especially with his voice in particular. It doesn't work for me at all.
yeah, and I thought the overarching guitar thing, how does it go? Can you play the little snippet again?
Yeah, I'll play this one more time.
That thing. It's like, what does it remind me of? You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of
harmonica?
1985 by Bowling for
Reminds
Soup.
me of the theme song to The Wire.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think that for me kind of also drags it down. I respect what they were going for, but it's just not. I just wasn't. I was disappointed, and that I think comes mainly from the expectations I had about what XTC was, and like what I hoped to hear from it. I thought that was going to be one of the wilder, better songs, but it's just I'm like, it's like, yeah, I'm just not. Just wasn't not it for me. I'm sure that like when I finally get around to listening to Skylarking, which I do need to do, I'll be like, it's so good. But like right now, this is not the way I would have wanted to be introduced to XTC.
I don't. Again, I'm pretty mad on this song. I go back and forth. I'll say because there's sometimes like I'll listen to it and I really like it, and there's other times where it's like, it's just not hitting. And this one, this most recent listen before the pod, it wasn't hitting so much. But I get, Gavin, it is absolutely you, Core. I get why you like this so much.
It's similar to that Replacement song from week 1, where it's a band past their prime, but they're still writing good pop songs.
Yeah. Well, speaking of good
Matty,
pop
go ahead and
songs,
hit that stinger for me, buddy.
Oh boy! All right, let's hit the stinger.
What's next?
Warning. This is a certified Gavin 49 free top 10 song of the 90s.
What?
Prepare yourself for a goddamn bop.
What's happening? What is that?
So after Ecstasy's The Ballad of Peter Pumpkinhead went number 1 for 2 weeks, next up of that was The Cure's Friday I'm in Love, number 1 on June 13th, 1992 for 4 weeks. So let's hear a little bit of Friday I'm in Love.
It will never get old.
yeah.
It's like, what is there to say?
Yeah.
Just a good song.
The performance on this song is so incredible. Like everything, it's kind of like Losing My Religion, actually, and just everything feels loose and organic, but also just perfect and just untouchable.
Goosebumps. I
I
legitimately
want to
have
shout
goosebumps.
out the music video, which also has that feeling, and just that feeling of like a band who knows exactly what it is and how to do it.
Yeah.
This song, among other songs, was the reason why I was so fucking baffled when I saw Robert Smith for the first time. Just complete I'm just like, what? Batman made this? I don't know. It's not what I expected.
Just every note of this song is so perfect.
Yeah. Like you couldn't fix a single thing
No,
about this.
no,
Like,
you couldn't punch this up in any capacity.
yeah.
Yeah,
It's a bop.
10 out of
It's a
10.
Yeah, it's a
perfect
good song.
song.
Yeah.
It's a perfect song. It's an all-time great song.
This has never been my favorite Cure song. I don't really know why. Like, I've
It's
never
not
really
mine
like
either.
emotionally connected with it.
Mine
I
is
certainly
close to me.
I certainly hear the pop brilliance and just all that. But it's just, for me, it's just like, oh, this is a very good song that I enjoy, but it's not like Just Like Heaven or anything, where Just Like Heaven just floors me every time I think about it. Just like, this is just a good song. That's it for me. But
Yeah, it's a good. The fact that it's 1992 is the thing that shocks me the most, because for whatever reason, I always thought this song came out in the 80s when I was a kid. I always thought it was an 80s song. So the fact that it came out in the early 90s is shocking to me. But Good song again. Same boat as Jeremiah. Not my favorite Cure song, but it's a
But this
very
is,
good pop
to
song.
me, one of those songs that you could completely divorce from who made it.
Oh,
And it
yeah,
just
yeah, yeah.
exists
Yeah,
in the
I
ether
agree.
as a perfect pop song. It's like
Yeah.
it's like What I Like About You. Nobody ever gets upset to hear What I Like About You, and nobody will ever
Yeah,
get upset to hear this song.
I guess I'll say the way that you feel about Losing My Religion is kind of how I feel about this song, where it's like, I know it's a classic, I know it's a good song, I enjoy listening to it, but like I can't get, I can't have too strong feelings about it, other than be like, yeah, no, this is the perfect pop song. Like it's not my favorite. Like there's other, and obviously, other Cure songs I like quite a bit. Although I've not done a deep dive in the Cure discography, which is something I definitely need to do. But it's a good song.
If this comes on at a wedding, it's over. It's
yeah,
over.
no. if I here's the thing, if I am 4 or 5 beers deep and this comes on at a public gathering, yeah, no, it's over. Like it's one of those songs. This is a song. This is a certified white people will lose their minds when they hear this song.
Absolutely.
Yola Tango is a good cover of it.
That's a very good one. Different take, but it's good.
I don't remember where I heard it. And it was always on Sirius Radio. I can't remember if it was like Alt Nation or the XM or the fucking
XMU.
Yeah, that one. But yeah, that one's good. I just like, it's a good song. Like I don't really have too many opinions on it other than that's just a good song.
Yeah, I've heard
fine.
this
You
song.
don't need to have too many.
I've heard this song hundreds of times.
Featured on the Metal Gear Solid 5 soundtrack.
Really? Wait, what? This song is in Metal Gear Solid? That's cool.
Yeah. Well, you learn something new every day.
This one's for the gamers.
Good soundtrack.
I do think Just Like Heaven. I think I would. God, Just Like Heaven's so good.
Well, if we didn't
not
have
a competition.
Any more thoughts on this? Let's move on to our last song of the episode today, which is the B-52's "Good Stuff,"
God.
which went number 1 on July 11th, 1982, for 4 weeks. So let's hear a little bit of "Good Stuff."
Why?
It is so sad to hear the B-52s make a song this bad.
Yeah.
Like,
why is
They're like
it's
the
just
epitome
sad
of a
to
band
hear
where
such
it's like
a-
it's like
Why
when
is
it
he
works,
there?
it works, and when it doesn't work, it hurts to hear.
Yeah.
B-52s works most of the time, but it
This
just
is
like
It
This
sounds
is-
so
they just aren't
forced
having
when
fun.
it doesn't.
they just aren't having fun.
Yeah.
That's the
Yeah.
problem.
No,
It's like they're a band that makes fun music, and they aren't having fun anymore.
Look, let's not ignore this.
I would like to point out that Maddie is just like
Yeah,
vibing
Maddie
the
likes
fuck
this song.
out as
Maddie's
we
the
talk
only-
about this.
Matty
It's all-
enjoys this song.
It's a good song. I don't get. Again, you all are projecting so fucking much on this song.
The B-52s is one of my favorite bands. Like, I know what it sounds like
Yes.
when they're vibing and like really like connected. I don't know. This just isn't it. Like,
Just why did they hire the dude who? Why did the dude who featured on that Bjork song come and feature on this song too? Like, why was he all over the airwaves? I don't get it.
Look,
I think this is
Something
again
in the
another one of
water.
those songs where you're just like, why did you make this horrible decision?
I disagree. I don't fucking like. I guess I don't. I just don't get the hate that y'all have for this song. I think this is a perfectly fine, fun pop song. Like I don't get
I don't
it.
even
Like,
think the
Pretty
B-52.
like yeah. Here's the thing. Like
repulsive.
here's the thing. I'm not a B-52's like super fan or anything, and like you're learning like okay, there's a one of the core members was missing from this album.
Well,
I don't know. I wouldn't
here's the
have
thing
noticed
about that.
much.
What Ricky?
Well, two, but the one of the people that had left the band at that point, had passed away from AIDS related stuff, and but at that point they had already put out Love Shack and had a really big commercial resurgence at that point. And this song is the follow up to like that album cycle, to like the Love Shack cycle. I think the song is perfectly fine. I think it is a fun song that I vibe out to and have fun with.
can I talk about their previous album, Cosmic Thing, for a minute? Because that
Yeah,
album,
go ahead.
That album is like, it's processing Ricky's death.
Yes.
Ricky, the guitarist, Cindy Wilson's brother, and like it. They take their grief and their sadness and like this thing that has kind of put a rift in their friendship because he was a huge part of their friendship, and they sat together and they reflected and mourned and made some of the most fun music of all time.
Yeah, some of the best pop
and-
songs ever.
that like also deal with the their grief and like their concern for the future of the world because of like global warming shit, and like I I don't know, we went from that to this in the span of like 5 years, and it's just it's a really disappointing follow-up for one, but it's also just like it doesn't have it doesn't have the effortlessness of their early stuff or the thoughtfulness of like Cosmic Thing era, and it's just flat and like
Is this song horny to you?
yeah
Like,
it's definitely horny.
Here's the
but
thing:
it's not feeling
Fred Schneider has been openly gay for pretty much as long as he's been famous, and I believe Kate's on this album, right? Kate is married to a woman now. I don't know if she was out at the time. What, like, it's just, I can suspend my belief for a lot of things. I just can't suspend my belief for Fred Schneider wanting to get pussy. Like, I just can't.
That's not what again. That's not.
They
again,
say they want to see
like,
each other's good stuff on this song. They're dang good
I
stuff.
don't, like, are they? It's like, are they talking to each other?
It
per
really
se? I don't
seems
think
like
so.
it. They say.
Yeah, I don't think.
I mean,
so
I
either.
guess I
Take
don't
me
know.
to where
Like,
your love, honey, flows could be a Red Hot Chili Peppers
I
lyric.
feel like they're just talking to like they're talking to like separate partners.
Yeah, it's
like
when
a
the
parallel
XX
thing.
are doing stuff. Like,
Yeah,
we don't
it's like a
think they're
classic
talking to
pop.
each
It's
other.
like a classic like duet thing where like
Yeah.
it seems like they're singing to each other, but they're singing. It's parallel experience.
Now the real
you know?
problem is that dude is there, and I know you guys just
Fred
talked
Schneider
about
is
him.
Fred
Fred
Schneider's
Schneider
awesome.
rocks.
Yeah.
Yeah, Fred Schneider rules.
This is so I've never
This is
really
not
had
a great performance for him, but
too
it's
much.
He doesn't have much to work with, but also it's his fault he
Yeah.
doesn't have much to work with.
This is so I've not really, for me, the B-52s, I thought they were the Bee Gees actually for a really long time, until like literally earlier
Wild.
today.
Absolutely wild.
They have the same name.
No.
Yeah, fives look like G's. First of all, let's not discount that. 5 and G look very similar. So now imagine me being 10, seeing the B-52s and then the Bee Gees, and I think they kind of have similar sounds ish. So look, I didn't
No.
know. I didn't
They
know.
really don't.
I didn't know.
They
I
really
didn't know.
don't.
Either way, not really remembering what Love Shack or Rock Lobster sound like, although I'm sure I've heard them. Like this song is pretty irredeemably bad for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't
It's
like
just
it.
not fun. They're not having fun doing this.
yeah.
It's
I-
unpleasant.
Well, I had fun listening to this song. But I know that I'm in the minority. I'm just, again, I think the song is fine. I don't get I guess if you're a fan, I guess I would maybe get, but like I don't know. I don't think this is that much different from like stuff on the last album. I don't know.
I think her performance is phenomenal.
She's a great, again, Caper's a great singer,
Yeah.
and then I think Fred Schneider is fun. He's having. I don't get why you say they're not having fun. It sounds like they're having fun on this song to me.
It
I
just
don't
does
know.
not to me. Like at Love Shack, those motherfuckers are having some fun. But this,
I mean, yeah, I don't
they're
know.
just trying to. It feels like Chubby Checker going back to the well, doing like Halloween twist or something like that.
What is it with you and Chubby Checker?
has
man?
1,000 songs about the twist, and the B-52s are trying to Chubby Checker themselves into having good times. It just
Yeah.
ain't happening.
Let's just end. We're agree to disagree. Let's end it. Let's end it
Wait,
here.
do you think that his performance is good?
I think it's fun. I
Do
don't
you
know.
think it adds something to the song?
Yeah.
To me, it's just distracting.
I don't know. I'm Gremlin mindset pilled, so I don't mind. I don't mind when they get a little weird with it. But that is the last song of this episode. As next week, episode 4 is the one that you all have been waiting for. We will finally talk about Steam by Peter Gabriel.
Oh my god!
And Alex and I will finally watch the Steam music video for the first time together. So
Get ready.
Yep.
it's going to be a historic episode.
This one
but-
could be the most anticipated thing to ever happen on this podcast.
but potentially, and also we'll be joined by Chris and Molly from Introducing, and Jackie. Those three will be on the episode. So both of those, both Chris and Molly and Jackie did not come on that episode to talk about Steam initially. They came on to talk about other bands, but Steam has found a way to wriggle into all of our brains. But Jeremiah, Josiah, thank you both so much for joining us for this episode. Is there anything you all want to say before we end off this episode?
I'm
That's a
afraid
good
for what
question.
comes next.
Let's see. U2 rocks. I love U2. The second greatest band of all time. I'm not gonna tell you what the number one band is though. Let me leave that a secret.
This
Is it
episode, I will say, has made me like more pro U2 as someone who just kind of like has no real attachment to them.
Yeah, I think like, and that's like, I get that. Like, I think I get that people have pretty strong negative feelings about U2. I just think that it's built upon a misunderstanding.
I was thinking
like,
about what you
what
were
they're
saying
doing.
about their like the like aching sincerity of one, and how like I feel like that has been spoiled for me by like listening to Christian rock bands like just totally rip the cynicism out of that and just
Yeah.
like you take it wholesale to sell records.
Yeah, and like I think, and that stuff it's pretty shocking. You know, those are the
Yeah.
people who would like turn around and be like, I disagree with that lifestyle, and you're like, ooh, you know, like ooh, like
And they
"Ugh."
take the whole like uniting the world all in arms, like they
And
take
then,
all
like,
of it, but yeah,
except
then have
without
like
except
those
like without
politics.
the people we don't like, and
Mm.
and Bono's just pretty fucking upset about that.
Well, I
Understandably so.
almost forgot to do something. So, of course, at the end of every episode,
Oh, yes.
Jeremiah and Josiah, we are doing a little running tournament throughout the series to decide what the best song of the series is. So, basically, at the end of every episode, we'll decide what our favorite episode of our favorite song of this week is, and then that song will go up against what we thought was the best song last week.
So is it we all or we all vote on a song?
Exactly. So our favorite song, the winner of the current champion of the tournament so far is "Losing My Religion" from REM, which I'll play in the background a little bit as we decide our favorite song of this week's episode. So I'll go first. My favorite song this week is "Smells Like Teen Spirit." I think it's just it's an iconic song for a good reason. So I will pass the buck off to Gavin. What is your favorite song?
Friday I'm in Love. No question.
Alex.
Yeah, Friday I'm in Love.
Jeremiah.
One. Yeah.
Josiah.
Friday I'm in Love. It's just come on.
Mm-hmm. Well, majority rules. So Friday I'm in Love is the favorite song of this week, but now that goes up against Losing My Religion from REM. So I will go first again. It's Losing My Religion. It's still I think it's Losing My Religion. Like, goddamn, what a song.
I'll
See, these are you can go first, Gavin.
Yeah, I think we're about to say pretty much the same thing, which is these are two, shouts out to the Sundays who put up a good fight, but these are like titans of the entire decade. I just gotta go Friday I'm in Love. I'm just more positioned towards that.
These are both like two of my favorite and most listened to songs of all time. I was listening to this song in like 3rd grade or whatever, like same thing with Friday I'm in Love. I've heard both of these songs hundreds of times, and honestly, I came into this being like, I'm gonna vote Friday I'm in Love, but now I'm listening to Losing My Religion actively, and it's like swaying me that way. I think my answer is gonna be different any day, but I think I'll go with I'm gonna go with Friday I'm in Love.
Okay. So 2 for Friday I'm in Love, 1 for Losing My Religion. Jeremiah.
They used to play Losing My Religion on 97.1 Wash FM, the best of the 80s, 90s, and today. I just thought I would share that.
What is so between Friday I'm in Love and Losing My Religion?
Can I just say one? Because I think one is the best song of the 90s.
You gotta. It's one of the two.
You have
Can
to
I
vote
because I'm
for
not
it.
really because I'm just a guest. Can I just say one? Because I think one.
You
is the
cannot.
best
might be a
song of the
tiebreaker.
90s.
You established that one is your favorite. It's
Yeah.
just like voting.
All right,
for
of the two, probably Losing My Religion, because I don't really feel very strongly about Friday I'm in Love. Aside from that, it's just good. But like Losing My Religion goes pretty hard. But I don't really care about either song actually. That's like sounds like not like in like a bad way. Not in like I don't think these songs are good, but I just don't really care about them. I've just never really built a connection to either song. There's two. So I mean, if I had to pick one, probably Losing My Religion. But yeah, and for me, it's just kind of like both great songs that I respect heavily, but like don't really care about.
Well, Josiah, you are the tiebreaker here.
Yeah, this is tough because I also love both these songs, but I think I have to give it to Friday I'm in Love. That's just
Wow.
where that's where my heart is going. So
Well, I honestly expected. Wait, so Losing My Religion, Jeremiah Losing My Religion.
Everyone else Friday I'm
You
alive.
said Friday.
Yeah.
Okay, so Friday in Love is the current
Look,
champion of the
it's
90s
all
rock
fucking
number
out the
ones.
window next week.
look, and that is me in the corner, but that's
Yeah,
just where I had to go.
Like I said, so Friday I'm in Love. Well, I don't know. Like I said, it's probably gonna be Steve.
I mean, fucking
It's probably-
good fucking luck, Friday I'm in Love. Like one of the greatest pop songs of all time is about to get annihilated by a song we all irony ? Love.
Oh boy. Well, next week we will finally say
There we
to
go.
Mr. Peter Gabriel.
Again, I am afraid.
But yeah, next week, very, very, very excited for next week's episode. Excited to have Chris and Molly back on. Excited to have Jackie back on. Excited to finally experience Steam by Peter Gabriel. But if you enjoyed this week's episode, if you're not already subscribed, not already supporting us on patreon.com/indieheadspodcast, just $1 a month, you get episodes 48 hours early. You get access to our Discord server, which again is going to be so important for understanding half the shit we talk about.
This is the
on
week where you want to
series.
get in there. Yeah.
Yeah. And then, but anywhere else you get podcasts, Spotify, iTunes, or Apple Podcasts at this point, YouTube. But again, Apple Podcasts, if you like us, leave a review, leave us a rating. It helps us out, apparently, according to a bunch of other podcasts that I listen to.
Leave a review
yeah,
and
nonetheless-
just write all the lyrics to One by U2 in the body of the review if you
Good
could.
take.
To
Underrated
let the
lyricist.
heads know.
The
Yeah.
real heads. Now.
Yeah.
It does. I can't believe that Acting Baby turns 30 this year. Because I grew up knowing that it was 10 years old. You know, like how the 90s were 10 years ago,
Yeah.
and now it's gonna be 30 years ago, and that's kind of alarming.
Son, I'm
To me,
30.
personally.
Well, hopefully you all enjoy this episode, and we will see you all next week as the Steam train comes rolling in. Bye bye, everybody.